Test. We'll go ahead and call the Public Works Committee meeting of Tuesday, September 13th, 2022 to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Michael Kane.
Here.
Brenda Brown.
Present.
Bob Iverson.
Here.
Jim Pashard.
Present.
Carolyn Wands. Heidi Wilson.
Present.
Chairman Mike Poor.
Present.
6 present.
6 present. We do have a quorum. Item number 2 is the approval of the minutes. These will be from the August 9th, 2022 meeting. There's no corrections. Need a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Item number 3 is the approval of the agenda. There are no deletions from the agenda, so need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, item number 4, audience comments. Madam Clerk?
Has everyone had a chance to complete a yellow card who wishes to speak this evening? When I call your name, please come to the podium. I have Carl Abbott, 936 North Gilbert, regarding the Kirshner relocation.
Good evening, everyone, and I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for your service as well to the community. My concerns are not so much about the project going forward or not. That's not my issue. I very humbly and respectfully ask for your attention and consideration. When I found out about this relocation, I live at 936 North Gilbert. I rent. I am a service-connected soldier, veteran. That's my only income. I live within my means. I worked very hard to do that. Whenever I moved into that home, it was whenever I first moved to Danville. So I'm going to give you some background on me, okay? Because I want you to know me. I chose that home on a referral. I have lived there for 5 years. I was hopefully planning to make an offer to purchase from the homeowner eventually. This was kind of like my get well, save my life home. I received services at Danville. So I became a part of your community, and I'm very appreciative of that. I met a lot of great people. This is my chosen family. That being said, this is good. I don't know how you all considered, or if you did consider the actual residents when you considered the stakeholders in this. But it feels to me and seems as though it was certainly overlooked, perhaps. No pointing, blame, nothing. So I'm here to do that. Again, I'm on a limited income. It's very, very difficult for me to just up and move. I don't have a large savings. It's going to cost me upwards of at least $5,000 to relocate and move, if I can find a situation that's in the bracket of what I pay now. You know, like I said, I live within my means. I cannot afford to go up. And even if I could, I don't think I would, because I like to do things in my spare time. I volunteer a lot. So was this considered? The persons who I've spoke with, neighbors and whatnot, you know, we are an aging population in those 3 homes, especially in that one row. Every home has a disabled person of one form or another that's unable to either work or care for themselves. One gentleman's lived, the gentleman, Mr. Clark, that lives above me, he's lived there for 20 years. You know, the other 2 were rent-to-own properties. This is our future. This is where we thought we were secure in that, and it's been pulled away from us. So there's a huge amount of unknown. You know, when do I have to move? Am I going to be, you know, how am I going to pay for this? And where am I going to move? So it's very personal. It's very personal, not just to my financial ability. It's to my emotional, my physical. I have PTSD. I understand change occurs. Change can be good. It's difficult to accept sometimes. I can accept the change. That does not negate the extreme level of stress and anxiety that this is brought. I mean, the uncertainty that I now have to incorporate in my life. So please, don't think that any of us, they talk about complicit bias or bias. I don't think anyone did or said or anything that this was intentional or directed toward me or anyone else personally. Please understand that. But it is so very, very personal. And I do feel that the community, the city, should address this with me and others, with connecting to resources, with ability to make. I cannot move my furniture. I'm going to have to hire a service. How am I going to pay for that? So I think the city should consider that and any sort of compensations toward that. And again, the ability to have self-agency is important to each and every one of us. Agency is everything. It's everything to wellness. And my agency, I feel as though has been compromised hugely. So, yeah, my world's upside down right now. I don't think that I need to beat that any further because I feel like I kind of have. So that and, any other compensations or whatever, I mean, all the help is certainly appreciated. And it's certainly not because I'm late sitting there doing nothing. I volunteer at the VFW. I'm a member there. I volunteer. I'm a member at the American Legion. Any community events that they're associated with, I try to get out and do as much as possible. Again, I can't work. So I got to, but I do try to be involved with my community. And to have this happen and to find out in the newspaper was, wow. So I figured out how to come here and address you all. So very nice to meet you. Sorry it's been under the circumstances. And I believe that's probably pretty much everything I got.
Thank you, Mr. Abbott. Thank you for your service. And
Chairman Corbett?
yes,
May I address this person? I believe, I'm Alderman in Ward 1. I believe you called and left a message, and I've
Yes.
been busy with a personal project, and I apologize for not getting back to you the other day.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, that's okay, but I just wanted to let you know I did receive it, and I just busy and did not get back to you, but I appreciate you coming to the meeting to express your concerns, and I thank you for your service.
Thank you very much, Alderperson Brown.
thank you, Mr. Abbott.
Chairman, I just wanted to address, Sam and I wanted to address a couple of Mr. Abbott's concerns. First and foremost, I want to let everyone know that we did inform all of the owners of the property. And, they're the ones who have the relationship with their tenants. We don't know if they have tenants, if they don't have tenants, so we hoped and expected that they would convey that information. It sounds like they have not. I know that we also have helped out a lot with relocation on pretty much every project. And so, Sam, I might let you.
Yeah, and I think, your owner, I looked up which property it is. We did send a letter to the property owner. We haven't had them make contact with us yet. So that is actually literally was on my list of things to do tomorrow. Typically we make contact with them first. We try to get the tenant information and then we would reach out to you. So I wish that had happened sooner. In this process, every tenant is different. It's part of the city's goal and obligation in these scenarios to provide for relocation costs for individuals such as yourself. That would include moving expenses. If there's a rent increase because of the scenario, there's certain provisions to deal with that. There's mechanisms and rules that we follow in these things. So we are cognizant of that impact and certainly recognize that we wish that we didn't have to displace anybody to do these projects, but that's just not reality in redevelopment scenarios. So I don't know if they got me my business card or whatever. I'm the point of contact on that project. So feel free to call me and I'd be happy to meet with you, discuss with you timeframes, other stuff like that outside of, this meeting. That'd be great.
I would
So.
very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
Director.
Mr. Evan, my name's Carl Carpenter. I'm the Director of Public Works. I'm also a past commander, American Legion Post 210 here in Danville. I would encourage you also, you said you volunteer there, to meet with the current commander. You know that the American Legion can give you some assistance in moving costs as well. So make sure you use that. And if there's some way that I can help you as a past commander, don't hesitate to call me. You can get online and get the phone number directly to my office as well. Okay.
I also have additional comment. As a disabled veteran, you are also able to reach out to resources at the VA with the counselors, and they can also assist you.
Thank you, everybody. Madam Clerk, any
That's all I have.
So, okay, thank you very much. Chairman's comments, don't have any at this time. Item number 6, approve of the payrolls. These will be from September 9th run. Need a motion to put that on the table?
So moved.
Second.
Questions on the payrolls? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Item number 7 is approval of vouchers payable. These will be for September 13th. Need a motion to put those on the table, please?
Move to approve.
Okay. Questions on payables? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Item number 8, finance, Comptroller Massey. We have 8A, a resolution authorizing the budget amendments to the fiscal year 22-23 budget. Need a motion to put that on the table, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay,
You have in front of you a resolution regarding budget amendment for various revenue streams and furthermore, where those additional revenues we plan to go. So if you can look at the attachment to the resolution, it shows that we have a projected increase in personal property replacement tax revenue, home rule sales tax revenue, and hotel motel tax revenue. I'll start with personal property replacement tax. So starting in last fiscal year, actually, the realized PPRT revenue was much higher than expected. The state had originally put out an estimate of 2 point something million, and we ended the fiscal year with 4 point something million. And then they came out with an updated estimate for this year, which was 5.467 million, and we had only budgeted 2.65 million, and we have already reached, as you can see here, year-to-date collections, 85% of our budget for the year, and that was at a point of 25% through the fiscal year. So this is great. So
Yeah.
we need to up our revenue estimate with PPRT, but of course, we're not in the business of just holding on to money. We need to use it to serve our citizens. So what are we going to do with it? On the right-hand side, I have impacted line items. It's kind of a complex budget amendment because it's 3 different revenue streams in one, and then it's diverted into different areas. So I thought this would be the easiest way to present it. First, we'd like to propose a $1.2 million transfer to the Community Reinvestment Fund, Fund 310. Some of you lovingly refer to it as the Demolition Fund, although that's not its name, but the Community Reinvestment Fund. That would be split up between, quote, the Community Reinvestment line. That's a little confusing, but that's typically the demo line, how we pay for demolitions, and then also the dumping fees. Actually, that's 1.4 million. I just realized I have a typo. I'll fix that by next week. Excuse me. 1.4 million total. And then the other 1.32 million would be directed towards the PSB lease line. We have anticipation in the future to bring you potentially defeasing our portion of the PSB's bond for the building. We could save around $400,000 if we act quickly while the market is the way that it is, just by putting $1.2 million aside to defease those bonds. So I don't have any formal documentation for that, but we'll be bringing that in the future. Are there any questions on PPRT before I move on to another revenue stream? So in summary, 1.4 to 310, and then 1.32 to the PSB lease line. And that's enough to cover both of our payments for this fiscal year and defease the bonds. Okay.
Good.
Sorry, was that a question?
That's going to be huge for us. I mean, we're going to save almost $500,000 by being able to pay this off early, which is big. And then it also means it will decrease our PSB payment going forward because we won't have to pay the bond portion that we currently owe anymore.
So the next section is the city home rule sales tax. This was just an error on my part. towards the end of the fiscal year, we had a change in the home rule tax estimate. We updated those, apparently except Fund 107. So I just need to increase that estimate so that it tracks successfully. So that's an increase $75,000. Any questions on my error? Okay. The last one is hotel motel tax. We are projected to receive around $1 million this year in hotel motel tax. When we did the budget last year, the pandemic had started to rise up again in November. I don't know if you remember that. And we were hesitant to overestimate hotel motel tax because that's obviously driven by tourism. We are on track to get $1 million this year. We've already collected 54% year to date. So we're going to bump that up. And then the affected line items would be it trickling through to the Palmer Arena, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Harrison Park, and the Parks Department. And then the additional line items at the bottom are that revenue coming in. Once it's in the Parks Department, we're going to put that to salaries, and same for Harrison Park, put that to salaries for auxiliary. Okay, are there any questions on?
No.
That was a lot.
We hope with the additional money that we'll be receiving towards parks, we've had a need there for a long time of hiring additional workers. At one time, I think we had as many as 14 or 15 folks in parks, and now I believe we only have 6 or 7? 5 full-time in parks. So this will allow us not only to get parks in such mode quicker, but also to better maintain all of our property.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman O'Kane,
Yes.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Swans, Wilson,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Moving on to item number 9, public transportation. We have Mr. McNeil here. We have 9A is a resolution awarding the bid for fleet liability insurance, bid number 704. Need a motion to put that on the table, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Robbie, you have anything to come out? If we don't have mics back there, do we?
Assistant Director, come on up. You can come and join me actually if you'd like. I did shower, so.
Ridership has improved to 34,621, which is a definite increase from when we began this year, 20,000. So it's steady going up. We've installed the fare card vending machines, went into service on Tuesday the 6th. Purchases are made by debit or credit card only. And the directions are displayed in spoken in Spanish as well as English, and all buttons are in Braille. And because of the improvement in staffing, we were able to add some trips back onto our schedule. Weekdays, we added 2 Danville Champaign routes and 5 Lynch Road routes, which has been increasing. Population going out to the different businesses on Lynch Road has definitely increased. Okay, and we've been able to add on Saturday demand response service, providing trips to customers in Douglas Park, the Heights, South Danville, and Tilton areas.
Okay.
That's what I got.
And they always bid out our liability insurance, and it's standard, and we.
Well, it's actually increased from 83 from last year was 70,000.
Yes.
And I think mainly that's from larger, bigger buses
Mhm.
and more of a fleet because the accidents haven't gotten any worse. So, matter of fact, they're still pretty good.
So we have a
Not
good
having any
service record.
accidents.
Any questions for Ms. McNeil? Okay, so this will be on awarding bid number, or the fleet liability insurance bid number 704. Roll call, please.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Swans, Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. We had the monthly report, so thank you. And we'll move on to item number 10, Public Works, Director Carpenter. We have 10A, an ordinance approving the purchase of real estate for community improvement for property address 926 North Gilbert Street. And if there's no objection, we could take B as well, approving the purchase of real estate for community improvement for property address 1110 East Fairchild Street. There's no objection. I'd like to have a motion to put both, or vote on both A and B.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10C is a resolution authorizing a budget amendment to the fiscal year 22-23 Community Reinvestment Fund, number 310. Need a motion to put that on the table, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10D is a resolution amending the fiscal year 22-23 stormwater drainage budget, fund number 109. Need a motion to put that on the table?
So move.
Second.
Questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
6
Yes.
yes.
Okay, 10E is a resolution authorizing certain city property for disposal. Need a motion to put that on the table?
So move.
Second.
Carl?
Just so everybody will know, these, what you see following the resolution are the list of vehicles with their VIN numbers. These are all either really old and broken, or in the case of the newer units from 2007 through 2017, frames are actually rusted through. The 2017 is the load-all garbage truck we bought. The frame on it actually cracked in two. Unfortunately, because of our insurance, we are not allowed to weld them back together.
Hmm.
Private people can weld them and still get use out of them, but we can't use them. You also see a couple campers on there. Those were bought after Hurricane Katrina. Well, may even been before that. We were still on South Street. Anyway, they were bought about 15 years ago. They were going to be used for various reasons, and that never came about. So we just need to get rid of them at this point. And then the last page is a bunch of equipment that is no longer usable, or we've replaced it with newer stuff. The one unit on here that I will tell you, let me find it. The Hobart welder, we actually gave to the police department mechanic to use down there for various small things that are able to be welded. No squad car frames, so okay. So that'll be the only unit listed there that would not go. What I intend on doing here is putting an ad out and accepting sealed bids on all this equipment, as well as going through the routes that I normally do, is contacting area salvage yards and having them come in and look at it and give us a bid as well. We've done real well in the past with that. All the monies that we receive for these units, other than the 2009 7400, which is a garbage truck, and the 2017 load all, which is a garbage truck, that money will go in back into the 405 fund. The rest of this money will all go into the general fund. Okay.
All these are kept, Director Carpenter, they're on Voorhees property, is that?
Yeah,
they're all
and what
kept
we'll
too?
do is most of the stuff's been back in the weeds, sitting for a couple of years. We've got it all pulled out and set aside so that if council approves this next week, then when I take an ad out in the paper, people can come and actually view this. We've
Yeah,
always
so-
had better luck selling them this way than having a wholesale auctioneer come in, which cost us money.
Mhm.
It seems like when you do it with an auctioneer, I've been going to a lot of auctions lately, and everybody, you can get stuff really low cost at auctions for some
Mhm.
reason right now. So
That's why I asked, thanks.
Other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10F is a resolution authorizing the application to the Itep for funding to design and construct North Bowman and East Voorhees pedestrian accommodations. Need a motion to put that on the table, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions?
Is this like a next year project? Will you
So-
get to it this year at all?
No, we wouldn't. So we will be applying this fall, that we won't know whether or not we received the grant probably until next spring. And then it's probably a couple years out by the time we do all the design and construction, should we get the grant. So,
As you all know, especially you, Alderman Pritchard, living over there in Holiday Hills, we have a lot of folks who walk in the street off of Voorhees and then around that bend to Bowman because there's not a connector. So if we're awarded these funds, then it would allow us to help people to get out of this, get in a safer walking route for them, and then also vehicular traffic.
right. And this is actually the second time we've gone after the grant for this project. The last time we applied, we didn't have any design or preliminary engineering done. We missed out on the grant by a couple points in the scoring. We've proceeded, you guys all approved proceeding with preliminary engineering a couple months back. So that process has started. So we do believe that we have an even better competitive advantage than we had last time, and are very optimistic about our chances there. So
This goes well beyond sidewalks, I noticed too. It's got curbs and gutters and utility adjustments and traffic signals and
right, there's a lot of improvements that have to take place for that to all work. So
Other questions? Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman O'Kane,
Yes.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Iverson,
yes,
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, Wilson,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10G, items of information, it's at the full council meeting, I had asked that Assistant Engineer Childers could give us a little update on projects and things he did at our neighborhood group and for Center City, and so he's going to take it from here.
Thank you, Alderman Poor. Good evening. I have given everybody a handout. One is the current projects that we have going on for 2022. And then the second sheet will be future projects for the next year or two. And as you can see, there's quite a number of projects this year. Early on, before we put everything out to bid, Sam said, buckle up. It's going to be a busy year. And indeed it has been, as you will see here. We've got two projects that carried over from the 2021 projects. One is the Denmark Old Ottawa Road project. That was an IDOT let contracted. That's the only one that's on this list. The rest of them are bid through the city of Danville here. That one is being close to being done. Right now, they're working on the north side with the guardrail on the causeway. And as soon as they get that done, then they will move the barrier over and pave the middle portion of that. And hopefully that'll open up the causeway permanently from that point on. This one went through several delays. It was in coordination with the Northwest Sanitary Sewer project. If you remember, that started back in 2020, wasn't it? Real late 2020. That was a $6.5 million project. And as that was moving forward, this one was put out to bid, and there was some coordination between that project and Denmark Road, and that sort of delayed this one a little bit. This one, the Denmark Old Ottawa Road Improvement Project, was supposed to be finished up here middle of the summer, but because of the Northwest and mainly the utility relocation has delayed this project, and we anticipate hopefully that it'll be finished up here. We believe the end of, we believe probably towards the middle to late October now. So yeah, it'll be a real nice project once it's done though.
How far is the new pavement going to go on Old Ottawa? Is it?
It will, we're doing a mill and overlay up to Rue Bienville, just past it.
Okay.
That's got new curb and gutter, and it'll get new asphalt road all the way down to Denmark Road. And then from Denmark Road, all the way across the causeway, up the hill, into the triangle where Winter, Logan, and Denmark meet. And then we're going over to Gilbert with Mill and
So
Overlay
it's going to stop though on Old Ottawa by Chateau Estates.
by Chateau Estates there, yes.
I had some questions. Somebody had asked me on if it was going to go all the way to Danville or anything. But, okay, thank you.
I've had that question several times.
Yeah.
And we talked to the engineer about that, and he said, yeah, the grant ends there, but we can do some repairs,
Right.
kind of make it better, and hopefully it can be
Added.
next year's
Yeah.
bid out.
The next item is the 2021 pump station improvements. This is 3 pump stations, 3301 Fairway, 3410 Fairway, and Lake Ridge Court pump stations. These were complete replacement of pump stations that were 30-plus years old. In fact, Lake Ridge Court is probably close to 45, 50 years old. And that one is the lone holdup. There was electrical change there from 3-phase to single phase, and so that delayed getting the electrical components. That one should be wrapping up hopefully this fall. Then we get into the 2022 projects, the Jackson Voorhees intersection improvement and realignment. As you all probably have seen, that one is moving forward, and they should have that one probably wrapped up sometime in late October, we anticipate. That one is realigning that intersection. Section Street overlay, that's completed. That actually started late spring here, and that was from Fairchild to William Street. That was about 1,910 lineal feet of mill and overlay and some concrete modifications along the way, and closing a couple entrances there. Madison Street reconstruction, that one is probably 97, 98% complete. That one is a utility, been a utility relocate nightmare for us. We're still waiting on one utility to be relocated so they can finish that project up. The Countryway drainage improvements, this is part of a stormwater master plan project. And this was improving the drainage behind Countryway residence there. That one is probably 90% complete. We've got some adjustments on a couple structures and seating for that one. The 2022 sanitary sewer